iwe Mungu wangu, sitanyamaza mchana, sitakaa kimya usiku, wacha nikusifu ewe Mungu wangu, shujaa wa msalaba, umeinuliwa juu, wacha nikuabudu ewe Mungu wangu, shujaa wa msalaba, umeinuliwa juu, wacha nikuabudu ewe Mungu wangu.
Thank you very much. I think they deserve a better time than me. That was the choir, the only university along the equator, and we're really proud of what you're doing. So, welcome to the second National Student Economics Debate. And at this point, I'd like to just take you through the program briefly. We'll have some opening remarks so that our executive and our hosts and our organizers, that is Kesa, will give us a brief introduction. Then we'll have some opening remarks, an opening address, a keynote address. Then we're here for a debate. We'll have preliminary breakout rooms so that you have all the 3 sessions, and then we'll have panel discussions later on. We'll have a speech, and little entertainment, another presentation, and our chief guest was not here, Office of the PS will also address us. We'll have another keynote speech, and then we'll have another panel discussion. Najua mnangojea lunch, we'll break for lunch at that point. Then we'll have semi-final sessions, the finals, entertainment, adjudication remarks, awards, vote of thanks, a photo session, and we'll call it a day. Are we excited about this? Hey, nimekasirika bado. Even after that entertainment, guys. It must be a very chill day. Take your right index finger. Kila mtu nionyeshe your right index finger. Put it on your nose. Your right index finger on your nose. Take your left index finger, put it on your right ear. Right index finger on your nose. Left index finger on your right ear. Now switch them. Switch them. We are far from being alert. I don't think you're ready for this debate. We try again. Till you get a debate. First get a debate. So right index finger on your nose, left index finger on your right ear. Then let us switch them. Let us switch them. Let us switch them. Are we ready for this economic debate which is this is for thing? Another round. This is for us. Who are walking around? They should also be participating. Right index finger on your nose. Left index finger on your right ear. Now, switch. Switch. Remember you have 2 ears and 1 ear. Switch. Now must be your mother. When I say switch, you switch everything. I see what I'm doing. This is what you should be doing. Should we try? Remember you have 2 ears. This is not that alive. We need it here for the day. The right index finger on your nose. Left index finger on your right ear. Then switch. 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 Tutarudi hapo baadaye. Are we now ready for the opening remarks? So at this point you're going to have Kesa introduction presentation that is going to be done by Victor. Yeah. Let us clap for him. Amwezi kupiga kwa najia marohi.
All right, good morning. Good morning. If you're excited, you must say no, good morning. Are you happy? Happy to learn? Happy to interact? Happy to network? Happy to make future wives and husbands? Are you happy? All right, now, are you happy? I am. I hope you really are. Permit me to invite the Kesa executives who are in this room at this moment, so that we take you through something very brief about the Kesa team, what we've been doing. You see the projection is up. We are happy that the projection is up, so we appreciate that you follow through. In the meantime, our ambassadors, please help us so that the members sit right back can occupy the many seats. So as to help us with media and coverage, we'd be very happy. So we only can bring them somewhere down here, but as the others come in, we will be happy to have them. I see my Secretary General here. Let's appreciate our Secretary General as he comes on stage. All right, the media team, we are requesting if you could lower the projection. Seems it's very high for, especially our guys said right here. So if you could come a bit down, maybe from a level there, we'll appreciate. Thank you, as you do that. Yeah, that was quick. Asante sana. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, the Kesa team that is. All right. Okay. The Kesa team that is here, please join us here on stage. We'd be happy to do this presentation together. Permit me to make a disclaimer that I am only the face of the association, being the president, but there is a whole able team of executives that helps execute each and every mandate of the association. And we also have a whole able team of membership from 34 universities, colleges, and technical institutions across the Republic of Kenya. Thank you so much. Having said that, we are proceeding on well. And right about now, we want to make a presentation about what Kesa has been doing, what Kesa is continuing to do, and what Kesa is in the process of doing next. So we won't take much of your time. We will only take at most 5 minutes and show you through what is there. I hope it is visible, right? Thumbs up if you can see the screen. All right. It's like those Google Meet meetings. You see the lecturer asks, if you can hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Then you send love emojis. And the lecturer asks, now who can answer the question? Now, Ratri, are you here? And you unmute, then you just need to say now there's a network problem. We cannot continue with this anymore. So, Kenya Economic Students Association, Kesa, is 3 years old today. We founded in 2021. Part of the people standing here before you still forms the foundation of Kesa, with myself being part of the founder member, the president, the secretary general here, the marketing director and communication, the vice chair here, the vice president, the chief finance officer, Ms. Elizabeth Marion here, Moses Osaman there, organizing and legal secretary. All right. So why was Kesa formed? There is always a gap between the transition from class to corporate. We all agree? I was having a chit chat with my mentor, Mr. Peter, here in the morning, and we realized that there is always a big discrepancy between class work and corporate. And so part of the key mandates that Kesa is formed and laid upon is to try to bridge the gap between the class work and the corporate world, impart skills, soft and hard skills, because if you only have soft skills, you can relate with people, then that would mean that you should also impart with hard skills. Say, whatever you're passionate about, the field of data, the field of finance, those taking economics and finance, in whatever field you are, we want to bridge that gap with you and by you. And so we try to build this by doing very many things, but what we will show you in the presentation. So who are we? Kenya Economics Association is a premier national student economics body that helps brings together that helps brings together interested students, stakeholders from other backgrounds among universities, colleges, and vocational institutions. So you can note that among the universities present here, there are a number which are counting just a few, but we are not only limited to universities. Our lecturers, we appreciate the work we do with our students, but we are not only limited to universities. We have colleges amongst us there, which are mentioned when giving the welcome remarks. We also have technical training institutions, all the way from Nairobi, all the way from Mombasa, and then still trying to find technical institutions around the Western region. Now, we try to foster academic excellence, professional growth, and impactful contributions to the field of economics and business-related processes. How do we do this? That brings us to our vision, that brings us to our vision, that brings us to the objectives we believe in, and our vision. We have a long-term goal that we're trying to chase. That's our vision. Our vision is to nurture world-class economic leaders who can confront conventional thinking and deliver solutions to the economic challenges, the new millennium. And as we deliver these solutions, we are pioneering education and economic awareness in the Republic of Kenya. So we want to challenge this conventional thinking and deliver solutions. We don't want to be students who just lament. We don't want to be citizens who just lament, but we want to be citizens who challenge this. After challenging this, what do we then do? We deliver solutions. All right? Now, what do we do? Slide number 3. We facilitate mentorship, leadership trainings, we facilitate career talks and professional guidance. We also do organize corporate visits, hard skills, soft skills, and trainings, organizing national debates, entrepreneurship summits. And I think this is the second national debate we are holding. Are we right? So, can you appreciate the second national economics? So much. We do entrepreneurship summits, expositions, symposiums, and I'm happy that I've seen very familiar faces, those who attended the symposiums, the debates, the expositions. We also foster peace campaigns, climate actions. You are all aware that the world is battling climate change, so it's a global thing. And as an association, we are as good as not just speaking about it, but acting about it, all right? That's why we say, part of our slogan, we say, just do it. Huh? You don't speak, but just do it. You don't do it, but do it now. And so we also do, CSRs and try to develop the community. Now, in the next consequent slides, we will take you through what we have tried to do so far. That is slide number 4. And so the slide you see, number 4, is the first national symposium at Kenyatta University. This was graced by the Governor, Central Bank of Kenya, the former Governor, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, and the CEO of Safaricom, Mr. Peter Ndegwa. And the pictures you're just seeing are some of the sidelines of the picture. This event was held in KU, and our member association in KU, that is Kenyatta University Economic Students Association, was the convener of the symposium. So what we do, we convene these symposiums in different universities. Again, if you can read here, our motto is unity of purpose. So as we do the unity of purpose, we try to evolve our events nationally so that we have a national outlook. And I'm happy that Mr. Peter, who is seated here, who is going to address us in just a very few, also graced that very occasion. And the CEO of DTE here also graced that very occasion. We appreciate that. The next slide. What you can see there is the second national event we had. This was the first edition of the National Students Economics Debate. Where did it take place? It took place at Kabarak University. The convener was the Economics and Business Association from Kabarak. They are on their way here. They'll be here anytime. And you guys remember the winners? Who are the winners? Oh, okay. Kenyatta University are also shortly on their way. This was graced by, of course, Dr. Patrick Ibati, the Dean of the school, Kabarak University, School of Business and Economics. The chief guest was Mr. Eugene Mushai, the CEO of TAI Events. TAI is technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship in full. And of course, I'm happy that our chief guest at that time was also Mr. Peter. So you can see the miles we are walking together. Our plan is sustainability. We are not only talking of one time, but today we call you as a guest, then tomorrow you are distant from us. We want to walk. That is the sustainability question, which we also factor in. Mr. Peter was our chief guest, but he could not make it on that very same day because of other senior engagements that he had. Mr. Samuel Ogola was also part of the dignitaries therein. And so maybe just a second, we could appreciate Mr. Peter and Samuel for continuing with us. The next slide, slide number 6, this was at the launch of Kabarak, a University of Kabianga Economic Students Association. So you can see what we do. We don't only inspire, but we also ensure that the formations of such associations with a well-guided structure are formed, all right? So this was at the formation and the launch, official launch of the University of Kabianga Economic Students Association. You can call it your Kesa. So we coupled this up with mentorship, leadership, and this happened on the 25th day of November 2022. And if you can see through the pictures, there is a face that is very familiar there. There is Mr. Samuel Ogola. You can see him. He's a very tall man. You can see him somewhere there. We appreciate that. The next slide, we have the University of Nairobi. On the left picture, you can see we are the University of Nairobi main campus. And in the University of Nairobi, we have two associations. We have one called the Economic Scholar Panel, and the other one called the Economic Student Association, ECOSA of UON. So this was an event and in partnership with Kesa and the COSA, okay? And this happened in the 19th of November last year. On the right side is Kesa executives, myself and Secretary General, the organizing secretary. The gentleman standing at the middle is Mr. Kwame Owino. And this was when we were launching a report done by IEA in conjunction with Kesa. What was the report focusing on? The report was focusing on the discussions. This was focusing on, thank you, this was focusing on the discussion of the effect of the Russian invasion of Ukraine to Kenya's economy. We hear very many people saying very many lies about it, but I believe you should be informed. The publication is online, and we can always share links so that you can review. After that, we also launched a book with IEA 2 months later. It's called 52 Economic Fallacies, okay? This book just tries to explain what are the most common lies, economic lies, that people say and are not totally true. The next slide is now Maseno University. This is my 3rd time being at Maseno. Yes, the 3rd time. Is it? Yes, the 3rd time. So this was at Maseno University. Odo Maseno amtaki hata kunipigia mkono. Maybe this is why the debate came here, but this was the 3rd time what you see on the slide. This was last year. We were having a mentorship and leadership career day with the SAMU, who are the convener of this debate today. We are also having, the next slide, this was early this year, the Catholic University of Eastern Africa, whose members are just arriving. This was the National Students Entrepreneurship Summit. And ladies, gentlemen, fellow guests, you realize that we don't only speak, but we challenge our members and students to be innovative enough to come up with ideas that we can craft, that we can empower in partnership with the companies and have it, build and challenge the solutions that we are talking about in the vision. And so this was graced by the central bank governor. You realize that the central bank governor is also a friend, a close friend of the association. His Excellency Ndiritu Mureithi, the former governor of Laikipia County, Charlene Ruto, the very Reverend Professor Stephen Mugua, the Vice Chancellor of Kwea, and this happened on February 22nd this year. In the next slide, you will see that the The Kesa executive was at the 5th edition of the East African Economic Symposium, again organized annually by Kesa in conjunction. And we are talking about green economy for sustainable development. And you can see from the pictures, the chief guest, part of who we continue to work with is Dr. Robert Burale, amongst other dignitaries. So this also took place on the 2nd of March, 2023. The next slide will show you the Kesa executive at Multimedia University. What were we doing at Multimedia University? We were officially commissioning the Multimedia University Economic Student Association. They are new and they just got their certification this year. So we were commissioning and swearing in of the new executive council. And so I've seen the multimedia team here. Congratulations once again. And we are happy to work with you. This happened on the 15th of September. It's a few months ago. The next slide will show you, again, one of the most recent events, our member associations from Dedan Kimathi University. And they were having an accounting and finance summit, and the theme was instilling professionalism in accounting management. Of course, as our member association, we graced this occasion, and this happened on the 27th September 2023. Of course, we talked on very many vital aspects. All right, I'll just take you through very quickly. The next slide will show you the official launch of Jomo Kenyatta University Economic Student Association. I think the team is just arriving as well. So this happened a few days ago, 29th of September, and we are happy that more associations keep being formed under our tenure. The next slide will show you the ambassadors training. So other than just having a member body, we have ambassadors that we train and work with us. If you look around the hall or even outside, you'll see beautiful ladies and gentlemen dressed in some very good polo shirts. And they help us run a few activities here and there. And so this helps in us running this whole thing together. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I would like the next slide. I would love to invite Moses to take us through in what we continue to do, other than just having the in-person interactions. We also have virtual interactions, and this is definitely one of the key things we do. Moses.
Hello, everyone. I'm Moses. So I'll take us through the next few slides. I'll be a little bit fast. So we also do webinars to ensure that we can reach as many people as possible wherever they are. So we do power talks. So power talks, we discuss matters economics, leadership, and also we try to help people find purpose, because we believe everyone should be a leader. That's why in our mission and vision, it's clearly stated that we are building economic leaders. I'm very sure you've been to offices, you've met people in very senior position, and you're like, I think they need to do much better. So beyond the technical knowledge, we also need to know how to lead. So we have held this, and RB is one of the people who supports us so much. So he comes to talk about the dynamics of life. He talked about the dynamic of life, love, and all that. And then again, we held a power talk with Steve Obugo, who is the education relation lead at ACCA in East Africa. So in this, we were trying to nourish our members on how do you approach life in a holistic manner? Like, how do you achieve success in your career, success in your relationship, success in everything that entails life? So, another one was on digital space. We all know, and as the theme of today's state, that we are going digital. So we also need to empower ourselves on the same, because as economists, we need to leverage on the ongoings of life. So given that the digital space is the new thing in play, we need also to capture that. So we had Melanie Hapisu, who is the founder and CEO of Digipal Africa, so to talk on the same. Allow me to mention, just by passing, we do campus tours. As displayed there, we've been to Maseno, Kesa University, Mount Kenya, Masindi Muriro, and also we do high school visits. So what we do in high school is try to one aspect of life is when you know what lies ahead, you become motivated. So we also try to let those who are behind us to ride on our shoulders, just the same way we ride on those who are ahead of us. So we do high school mentorship. I'll just mention some of the visits we have done. So we have been to Lenana School. Then this is Beth Mugo. Then we had Karoti Girls. And then the last one, which was the National Peace Debate that was held in Gatanga. So allow me to invite the Secretary General, who is also the voice of the association, to introduce, to finalize this. Yes.
Thank you, our legal and our organizing and legal secretary, Mr. Moses Mushiri Mwangi. Greetings to all. My name is Eric Okwayo. I serve as the Kesa Secretary General, and of course, I'm here also to welcome you home because this is my alma mater university. As an alumni of Maseno University, I'm proud to be back, of course, for such an insightful session. So we've been taken through what we do and who we are, and I'm very happy that even as we shall be seeing the activities that are ahead of us, we know who is here and what we do and why we are here. So just that, perhaps I can welcome the Vice President Kesa to also say something. Karibu.
Greetings, good morning everyone. Mko salama? You mnakaa mko dull, just smile. Wow, when I'm standing here, honestly speaking, you all look amazing. Well, I'm Maron Wachia, Kesa Vice President. It's an honor to host this debate at Maseno University. So I won't take much time. I'll introduce our Chief Financial Officer, Elizabeth Okwach. She was from Maseno University. Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. Unaona mmechoka na tujaanza. I'm Ms. Elizabeth Okwach, Kesa's CFO, Chief Finance Officer. This is my alma mater university. I graduated last year, class of 2021. Corona happened and yeah. So I'm very happy to have all of you around. It's really an honor to have great people and great minds in our midst. And I hope you'll have a great time and you'll learn one or few things after the event. Thank you.
Utemi tema temao uliotemwa na watemato waambaje siku ya kufanyani miti yote uteleza. Jamani, naitwa Nyawa John. I'm the Kesa Marketing and Communications Director. The guy on back left of chini. So I'll take you through. Oh, well, let me say this. I went to Mount Kenya University. Hata najua, members wako wamekaa hapa mbele, OVAP mmoja. So we are happy. And also to say Moses went to the University of Nairobi. He loves that. So thank you so much, Moses. I'll go through the next slide. That is slide 25. We as Kesa, we are in all social media platforms. That is LinkedIn at Kenya Economic Student Association, Facebook, Kenya Economic Student Association, Telegram, Kenya Economic Student Association, TikTok at Kesa_Kenya. Hapo kuna videos watu dance kidogo hapa na pale wakijaribu miondoko. And some more of the conversation that we'll be having with the guests, some few reads and snaps. Ziko hapo on Instagram, it's Kesa_icon. Pia on _icon. Hapo kuna we ensure that all our members have an opportunity to learn from all the social media platforms. We understand not everybody enjoys Facebook, some hata wako huko wako LinkedIn, wengine wako IG. So we ensure you get there. We have a PO box. It's there, 51087-0100, that is Nairobi. We have a telephone number for the office, that is 0715 752644. And we have an email that is kesa.kenya@gmail.com. Anytime you have anything, you love to reach us, you love to have a conversation with us, you love to support us, you love to walk this journey with us. Ladies and gentlemen, have the pleasure to keep in touch with us. Jamani, nawatakie 1, 2, oh. Jamani. But mimi nasikika, si ndio? Sawa. 1, 2, 1. Oh, jamani, nasema asanteni sana na watakieni nyote mjadala uliojawa baraka, fanaka tele kutoka kwa Maulana. Asanteni sana.
Hiyo ndo makofi executive jamani. That's motivating. That's motivating. Now, we are going to have some of our welcoming remarks. And the first remarks will come from Norbert Metich, who is the host. Norbert, as we wait for Norbert, tuamke sisi wote. If you're in a position to stand up, if you're in a position to do that. Tushike kichwa, sema mato, matoi. Mato, matoi. Mumefuata kitu nimefanya? Mato, matoi. Mato, matoi. Now, you do what I say, not what I do. Ni wapi? Mato, matoi. Don't close your eyes, look at me. Mato, matoi. Matoi. Mato, matoi. Mato, matoi. Matoi. Mato. People are not alert, and you are here for a debate, and you are not alert. Mato, matoi. Wengine mko tu hivi mato. Ebu ni wapi hapa? Mato, matoi. Please, usikue unangoja uone watu wameweka wapi mkono. Mato, matoi. Matoi, mato. Have a seat. So, we are going to have some welcoming remarks. We'll have a welcoming remark from... We'll have an opening remark from Maseno. We'll have one from Esamu. We'll have one from Somu. And then we'll also call Victor back. So, from Esamu.
The protocol observed. Good morning. My name is Emmanuel Hyrex. I'm the Secretary General of the Economics Association of Maseno University. And on behalf of the chairperson, I'm here to make a few remarks and of course welcome us all to this big event. Actually, Esamu has seen gradual growth over the years, and this is a very big step ahead for the association as much as the school is concerned and Maseno at large. We are privileged to also tell you that the Economics Association of Maseno University has been great friends with the Kenya Economics Association, and that's why we saw it important that this time round we should have this big event inside here. And just a minute to welcome all of you here, and if you're happy to be here with us, can you at least clap for us here? Asanteni sana, and you have seen the way the choir is singing here. I'm sure we'll be entertained as time goes by. Asanteni sana, wageni wetu karibu sana. Let us interact, let us network, and all shall be well. Asanteni sana.
Students Association.
Okay. As we wait for the opening address, I'll call upon the choir to give us one piece. So after that piece, we will have our opening address, which will be virtual from Dr. Robert Burale, and then we will have a keynote address from Dr. Elisha Ogada. So let us have one piece from the choir, and then we continue with the program. Stay alert. Kuna a few tasks that I have for you, and as you wait for the choir, Yoya shared some of the social media handles, and I'd just like to inform us that our hashtags for today are #Warua Kidala. Those who are not from this side, Warua Kidala is we welcome you home. So the hashtags for the day are #Warua Kidala, #Kesa. My ancestors are overworking. #Kesa, #Warua Kidala, and #national debate. So when you take a photo or do anything, kindly use those hashtags and tag Kesa. Let's keep the online engagement. So those of us who are not able to join us today know what is happening. So when you're sharing any information about the event, those are the hashtags to use. #Warua Kidala, #Kesa, #national debate. And since we have some of our chief guests this side to see our food, so we'll adjust the count. I hope that's possible. We have our chief guest sitting on this end. So let's adjust the count. Let us remember, #Warua Kidala, #Kesa, #national debate. And our social media handles. So as they get ready, the social media handles nitarudia tu tena. For Twitter is at Kesa_Kenya, IG Kesa_Econ, our Facebook Warriors Kenya Economic Students Association. So let's keep the online engagement active, and let's remember our hashtags: #Kesa, #national debate, and #Warua Kidala. The choir, we're ready for you. deserve a better clap. We'll have to agree they're doing a really, really good job. Now, karibu tusahau. On YouTube, we are live on YouTube on Maseno TV. Yeah? Kama kuna mtu unajua mahali anafaa kukuona leo, please tell them watupate pale YouTube, Maseno TV. And let's appreciate the media team. Tupigie makofi, they're doing a good job capturing those moments. So at this time, I'd like to welcome Dr. Momanyi, who's a faculty member, to also give us a few welcoming remarks as our hosts. Dr. Momanyi, the floor is yours. Tumpigie makofi akikuja. Thank you. And let us remember to smile. Remember to smile. Mumekunja uso sana. The event is not that boring. Smile and clap for him as he comes. Thank you. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, God is good all the time, and that is our signature. So, I'm happy to be here with you. Dr. Momanyi is my name. I've been here for the last 23 years. I was the founder of ISAM when I was the head of department, economics. So, I'm very proud to be with you here, and I welcome you. Feel at home. I know it is not signing, so feel welcome. Guest, you're most welcome to this university. This is a great university of the Equator, and we appreciate your coming. Thank you so much. So, I want to welcome our dean, Dr. Aya. You're most welcome. Come and share with us. I feel welcome, and I think our numbers have grown in terms of economic students in some Maseno University. So Dean, welcome and to talk to you.
Let us appreciate Dr. Momanyi. I'll take this moment to welcome you all to Maseno University. My name is Dr. Frederick Kaila, and I'll take this moment first to appreciate the guests who have arrived. I know some guests are being received at the Vice Chancellor's boardroom, and then they'll be here to grace this occasion, to give speeches, and as well engage in the debate. Because I'm Dean, School of Business and Economics, I wish to appreciate our colleagues from Maseno University who are here. You can stand up so that we can applaud you. Starting with our senior, Mr. Kobiero, who has mentored many economists over the years. All of you, hey, Daktari, simsimame. This is your moment. Just, and I know you come from a different university, but you're a face of Maseno. Okay, thank you. Let's applause for them. You can take your seats. I know I have colleagues who are teaching economics in very many universities in our neighborhood and across the country. I wish also that I recognize you, starting with Dr. Nyagol, who was my colleague at then Bondo University College. My journey through university, I studied at the University of Nairobi, came to Maseno Universities for my master's, and then my first job was Palpik University. We joined with him at Bondo, and now Joost. The other colleagues who have joined, please be upstanding so that we can appreciate you. Colleagues who have joined to grace this occasion, thank you. Let's appreciate all of them. Thank you. It's important that we recognize the work students are doing, and Kesa, applause for you for the good job you've done since your inception 3 years ago. And of course, the affiliate association, including ESAMU, that has been on this, so that this occasion is held at Maseno University. I know my colleague, the DVC, will be making his official presentation on behalf of the Vice Chancellor at that moment, but I want to make some remarks. My training is in marketing, and you know marketing is an offshoot of economics, and I'm glad you have a director who is in charge of marketing, so he does the things that I do on a daily basis. Of course, we expect all students to understand economics. The economics in all universities, especially in the US, is usually in two departments. One department called economics that deals with economic policy and related issues. And the other department of economics tend to be some miles apart, and usually the Department of Business, which now looks at application of these aspects of economics in various facets such as finance, marketing, accounting, procurement, and the like. At Maseno University, the two departments are fused together in one school, the School of Business and Economics. And so we have the advantage of learning all sorts of economics training as we learn alternative aspects of application of economics in the economy, in businesses, in the industry. As I listen to the remarks from Kesa President, I think I captured a couple of things that are important for us in our debate today. At the top of it is that this is an opportunity for students of all universities present here, and those in the School of Business and Economics, Maseno University, and all students who learn economics here at the university. You're welcome to be in this so that you can engage, you can hone your skills, you can network, you can see how to link with the industry. Why? Because whereas we train you here, there's a different ball game in the world of work, and so you need to be ready and be able to fit, you know, the principles of competency-based education, so that our curricula will engage interactions with the industry. This week we've been hosting the Commission for University Education. They're doing an audit, and your event today is a good opportunity to showcase how we engage with the industry, we engage with other institutes, other colleges and universities and the industry. You need to find your space in this debate. You need to fix it in your CV that you've engaged today. Hey, but I'm telling all of us, if you've come for this event, find some occasion to put it in your CV and your resume, because it will tell a story about yourself. For colleagues who have visited from other universities, this is called a marker of self-esteem. You were invited, you came and you gave a speech. That's a marker of self-esteem, and it's very critical for your progression. Find a mentor so that you're mentored as a young economist. Engage in the creative economy. There's an opportunity for all young people. So find that occasion and use it appropriately. The School of Business has several departments, and one of them is the Department of Economics with many programs. So again, we have programs at undergraduate, postgraduate, at PhD level, at master's level. If you know friends and these colleagues who have left the university, come to Maseno University for your postgraduate training. I'm giving that open invitation, and will be nurtured further. Without further ado, I wish to welcome you to Maseno University. Thank you.
Let us also clap for the entire Maseno University administration for letting us be here. Okay, I'm also being informed that our chief guest is around. Now, as we wait for her to come, are there any lecturers who accompanied their students around who would like to also recognize you? Any lecturers around? Yes. Can stand up and maybe tell us your institution, and then let us appreciate all our lecturers who are here with us today. Thank you. We find time to let them say a word or two. And also I'd like to recognize some of our partners for the day. We have ACCA, makofi kwao. We have APSA, makofi kwao. We have DTE Consultancy, makofi kwao. And we have CASNEL, makofi kwao. We're doing a lot of clapping, but that is just to recognize everyone who has put in the effort to organize this day. So, any of the partners who wants to say a word? ACCA, APSA, DTE, just a welcoming remark, welcoming statement. I know we'll have time for you guys, but just a welcoming statement to appreciate you guys for working with us and being with us throughout this journey. And let us remember our hashtags for the day: hashtag Warua Kidala, hashtag Kesa, hashtag national debate. So let us keep the online engagement very active.
Yes, good morning. Yeah, so I'm Samuel Ogola. Yeah, I'm the founder of DTE. So as one of the partners for this event, we are very happy. And we've been working with Kesa for so long. And we hope to work with Kesa more and more. Also, just to add another one word, we have a competition, we call it Datathon, that we are also currently working with Kesa. And our last event will be next week on the 28th at Monica School. So we also wish to see many Kesa members there, and we will talk more and more. Otherwise, thank you.
For those who have joined us, we did something in the morning. Sijuka nakumbuka. Right index finger. Where is the right index finger? You know we have new people. Let us orient them. Yeah? And remember to smile as you do this. Right index finger on your nose. Left index finger on your right ear. And now let us switch them. Acha nifanye demo. Right index finger on your nose, left index finger on your right ear. Now switch them. Wengine hawafanyi, wenye wamekuja saa hizi. Tunaona huko nyuma. Right index finger on your nose, left index finger on your right ear. Yeah, switch them. Switch them. Switch them. Switch them. Yeah. I can see we are ready for the debate. We are now ready. Yeah. Just a few minutes and then we'll have our opening remarks from Dr. Burale, and then we'll have our keynote address from Dr. Elisha Ogada. In the meantime, I want them to put for us a song, just one song, and then we will be back to continue with the program. Just one song. Wakituwekea hiyo one song, the hashtags for the day, hashtag Warua Kidala, hashtag Kesa, hashtag national debate.
Changamke kidogo.
Ladies and gentlemen, before our chief guest comes, nataka tuongeze energy, si ndio? Hello. Kabarak aye. Masano awe. Legibia aye. Teramogi au. Teramogi aye. Hakuna teramogi huko. Aya, wapi? Gani nimesahau? Wapi watu kwa? Masina mulilo.
Acha kupu.
Aya, gani nimesahau? Zimeisha. Kwani mmekuja wawili university nyingine hamtaki kutaja shule yenu? Wapi? Isli. Aya, twende. Watu wangu wa Kisii, aye!
Kisii jameni.
Wololo. Aya, tungoje shule gani nyingine?
Kisii ni hiyo tu peke yake, hiyo ndio nduru wako nao peke yake.
Acha ngoje ufike hapa time ya present. Aya, ile university nyingine inaitwa sitaki kuongea kiburi. Wako wapi watu wangu wa Moses, uko peke yako? Aya, Moi University. Mnakuwa mnangoja hiyo. Watu wangu wa Maseno. Aya, sasa mko na nguvu. Uko sawa DJ? Aya, I want us to stand. Mimi nawapea energy. Nataka chief guest akifika hapa, tukifanya hivi.
Tusimame if you're in a position to let's.
If you're in a position to stand, unaweka notebook kando. Hii hapana sumbua. Kama Blazer anasumbua wewe, eka kando. Blazer sumbua wewe, eka kando. Hapana sumbua.
Tuchangamke.
Aya, kunaenda hivi. Once you're ready, my DJ, let's go. Unajua hiyo? Unafanya hivi pole. Mguu pole hivi.
Tuko hapa tu. Pole tu.
Hapa na mbio. Vipi kiongezeko naongeza kidogo? Twende. Vipi naongeza? Hapa. Twende. Hapa kuna watu wanapotea hapa. Mnaona hii group? Aya, tunafanya hivi, tunaanza hapa. Mikono iko mbele. Si ni sawa? Mikono mbili mbele. Alafu tunaweka moja ya right, unakunja ya kwanza, unaweka hapa. Sawa? Ya left unakunja unaweka hapa. Tuko sawa hapo? Alafu unaleta moja ya kiuno ya right. Alafu unaleta nyingine. Tuko sawa hapo? Alafu unapiga umeona hiyo? Let's go DJ. Sukuma kidogo. Twende. Ruka kwanza. Hapa. Eti nini? Twende sasa. Hapa. Mnaona hapa? Tuangalie, mnaona hapa vitu wanafanya?
Ama tuwalete hapa.
Na hapa. Nimeona pale kuna
na lecturers wetu wote na wageni wetu wakuje mbele.
Tusiwakuje kidogo kidansie.
Wakuje mbele.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Even our lecturers.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing on my left Her Excellency. Uko na bell ya kupiga.
Acha tuwasongeshe.
Aya, sawa. Hapa, tusonge. Pea mtu space. Mwambie kila mtu achukue space yake. Mwambie space. Aya. Ngoja. Aya, easy. Sema easy. Aya, tunafanya hivi. I'm bringing to you. Aya, nikisema kitu moja unagoa kengele. Hebu jaribu. Naitwa Nyawa. Tumeelewa? Bring to you. Huyu jamaa bwana. Wewe. Bringing to you. Hapana, moja. Bringing to you. High Excellency.
Surely.
Si niliwaambia kizungu ni ngumu.
Really?
Nasikia this is the only university around the equator. Turudie. Bringing to you. High Excellency. A statistician. Ameiva. Ametapa suti. Anaitwa Kesa. Mokofi Kesa. Aya, easy. Hapa. Kwanza unakuja hapa. So unaona amefanana suti ya huyu jamaa. Siana jibu naona. Kwani walikuwa wamepanga? Ama ni namna gani my friends? Aya, DJ, tunaanza fresh. My co-MC yako hapa ananiguide. Anza fresh. Nyimbo fresh. Tunakopi hapa. Ukiona mtu anafanya madogodani kama ni upande hii unasema upande hii. Aya, pole hivi.
Kila mtu angalia watu wao.
Angalia mtu wako.
Angalia walimu.
Hapo pole tu. Pole tu. Pole tu. Aya, sidi ongeza kidogo. Hivi sasa. Aha. Pole sana. Mnafurahia? Watu wangu wa Maseno hayo! Watu wangu wa Kabaraka wao! Tunasema watu wangu wa Moya huu!
Kuna mtu tumesema.
Jamani, ngoja. Watu wangu wa Maseno huu! Na jamani, sinaona vizuri pia tukifurahia pamoja, si ndio? Tumesahau mtu mmoja. Sina mtu mmoja. A very special person. Sasa unaona hivi, DJ. Pesi hiyo nyimbo hapo, nataka acceleration ama N. I want to bring to you. Mnajua nataka kuleta? Watu wangu hapa sana. Mko na nduru. Umepata kama kamzuri kana songa hivi ama kama kuna rumba unaweza weka. I want to bring to you on my, is it left or right?
On your right.
Okay, ini right.
On your right.
Right.
Yes. Tujue mabani tafadhali.
Sawa. Okay. Na ile rangi ni pink ama ni? Hii ni gani? Brown. Haki ya Mungu. Umepata DJ? Twende. I'm bringing to you. Photographer, I'm bringing to you a very special person. Ako nyuma yako tu hivi. Twende DJ. Tunaleta pole. Anakuja tu. Pisha photographer, hapana sumbua. Hapana. Umekuja mbio sana daktari. Daktari amekuja hivi. Hapana.
Nani anamfuata?
Eka ngoma inaenda na mudundo inasonga. Acceleration, sende.
Rhythm kidogo.
Nataka rhythm. Unajua bwana, this is a special person. Daktari umetoka pale. At mimi nimekwambia ukuje pole. Hapana mbio. Nyinyi mnataka haraka? Mnataka pole. Pole DJ. Nika bila ngomoleka asubuhi. Hauna ngoma. Ndio sasa. Kuja daktari. Hapana, pole. Kwenda hivi. Sawa. Tosha. Sasa daktari wewe unakaa hapa mbele unatulia. Unajua watu wamejaribu peke yao hapa, si ndio? Sasa daktari hapa katikati. Sikila bwana daktari. Hiyo ni ya mwisho. Sawa? DJ tunaanza fresh. daktari anatulidia. Niko na wewe hapa. Lakini utakuwa unaongoza moves. Process tumesema tunaanza hapa, tunarudisha mmoja hapa, ingine hapa, ingine hapa, ingine hapa. Alafu tuna nini? Aya, twende. Badiki. Aha, pole hivi.
Tunaangalia walimu wetu bado.
Hivi pole. Pole tu. Siji naongezeka pole. Aya, tunaenda hivi sasa. Miguu mbili sasa. Aya. Aha, twende. Thank you so much. Asante. We appreciate. You can now have your seat. Si mmefurahia? Haya. Watu wakika. Before nipeane microphone to the lady putting on a premium, prestigious dress intended to kill.
Ni kala gani kwanza?
Hiyo kala sasa si tulisema hii maneno ya kala bwana si yetu. Ama ngoja tuone. Niulize mtu wawili. Wewe ile ni rangi gani? Purple gani? Ngoja. Ni rangi gani? Purple gani? Hiyo ni blue. Haya, sawa. So tunataka tupige side moja mwisho hivi program yangu, sawa? Watu ambao sana.
Umerudi chini.
Kabaraka ye. Naona hapa kuna Henrik Mieso. Hebu simama. Hebu tusaiki Mieso. Watu kabaraka ye. Hata Mieso ana sauti. Watu kabaraka ye. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have fun.
Are we ready for the debate? Hadi after your psych yote hamko ready. Are we ready for the debate? So, we want to have a speech from Mr. Peter Biwott. Tumpigie makofi akikuja. Mumekunja uso hata mtu akifika hapa hizi nataka kuongea. Put a smile. Remember to put a smile. Karibu.
Asante sana MC. I want to really thank the leadership of the Kenya Economics Student Association for always inviting me to the National Students Economic Debate. Maybe I need to introduce myself first before I read a speech, which I prepared all night long because I knew this is a very special occasion as an economist to come and speak to the next generation of economists who are currently in school or who have just graduated. I was in Kenyatta University. I'm actually the founder and vice chair in 2002 of Kenyatta University Students Association. And I've always been attending their end of the year parties. They always go to Ruiru, and I'm with them. They never sleep. We normally hold those dinner until around 4, and I leave for Eldoret at night. I want to say thank you very much to Victor and Tim for inviting me. When I was in KU, doing Bachelor of Arts in Economics, we used to get a lot of bashing. They used to think of anything. And we sometimes could be very discouraged. But I want to tell you that as economics students, you hold a key to the future of this country and continent because you are so needed in the various departments or even in the business sectors to provide leadership. I remember when I joined the Ministry of Trade immediately after I graduated, I was employed by the Ministry of Planning and National Development during Professor Nyang'o as the minister that time. The chief economist of the ministry used to tell us, you are the thinkers of the ministry. And they used to involve us a lot in writing policy papers and writing working papers. I remember I was engaged, even if I was new, I was given to write 2 papers. One of the papers the chief economist gave me was to write about free ports. Free ports. Free ports is the first concept actually which was used in the development of the export processing zones and special economic zones in Kenya. I'm the initiator of the first concept, courtesy of our chief economist at that time. And so I want you to know that you are in the right field, and I want you to know it is always important to invite people who are passionate like myself to come and speak with you and share some experiences that you can emulate so that you can grow to become professionals in the near future. I worked in the ministry for 3 years. After that, I got a scholarship by the joint Japan World Bank Graduate Scholarship. I actually got 2 scholarships. I was to go to Makerere University to study economic policy management. But I also got, that was under a program called Partnership. But I also got another scholarship through the same World Bank. It was called a regular scholarship to go and study in Europe, in the University of Rotterdam. And I chose, of course, to go to Europe. Ama ni aje? Hata kama ni wewe utafanyaje? Although I knew Makerere was the best university, but I had to go to Europe where I studied, and I did my master's in international development studies. And then I majored in economics of development, and I minored in econometrics. In the European countries, econometrics in the context of development, it was called economic quantitative development policy. That is what I did in Europe. And many people were encouraging me to stay in Europe. I remember we had the Day of International Students in Scheveningen at the sideline of the North Sea. And the Dutch government were encouraging high-skilled students like myself to remain back for 1 year to work and integrate back to the Dutch society and maybe join some of the departments to work in the Netherlands. But me, I said, no, I'll go back home. And I came back. I joined KIPRA, which is the Kenya Institute of Public Policy Research and Analysis, for 1 year. After KIPRA, I joined the Kerio Valley Development Authority as the Chief Manager for Research and Planning. I stayed there for 17 months. I went to Commission on Revenue Allocation as a senior policy for macroeconomics and public finance. I stayed there for 1 year. And then I went to Kenya National Chamber of Commerce, where I was the manager for trade development. I stayed for 1 year. I'm a professional pastoralist. When I finished KNCCI, I went to Kenya Association of Manufacturers as the head of policy and research. I stayed in 2016 only. Then I went to the Dubai Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where I established the East African office here in Nairobi, in Kenya. I stayed for 2 months, only 2 months. And now I became the Chief Executive Officer of the Export Promotion Council, which is a parastatal, where I stayed for 3 years. Now I'm at Eldoret Water and Sanitation Company I'm in the 2nd year. You can almost guess what will happen after 3 years. I'm waiting to join maybe the next organization, if God blesses me. But I wanted to tell you, these matters of students, I got interested, actually, from the time I left campus. And I've been able to speak to students in Egerton University, whether they are only from Wasingishu, where I come from, or economic students. I was in Moi University several times. I've been to Catholic University. I was to come to Kabarak. I've gone to KU 3 times. on the same issues so that I can encourage our young people. Not only that, after I left the Netherlands in 2013, I went back to a college called UNESCO. It's a college in Delft in the Netherlands, where I spoke to students from European continent. I was actually speaking to them that if you finish your studies in Europe, you can go back to Africa and you can go and assist your countries to develop like where they were studying. After that, in 2014, I actually went to Tokyo, and I went to Kyoto, Icebreaker University, where I spoke also to students about the need, once they finish their scholarships, they go back home. So I want to encourage you as young economists. And I must tell you, by the way, this is total difference. In our time, we never had this kind of symposiums. I'm encouraged by our young people. The way you are able to organize, come to Maseno, bring some of us, and travel across the country. I'm seeing a lot of networking. I'm seeing a lot of knowledge sharing. Knowledge sharing. I was in Paris in 2009, where we were invited as World Bank scholars. And the World Bank said, sharing is learning. That's what they told us out of Paris. And I want to encourage you to continue to be interested in matters of students. And let me tell you, one of these fine days, you'll be noticed. And if you thought you were going to be in Maseno and stay back in Nyanza, poor you. I think you need to think about moving outside of this country. There are a lot of students today who travel a lot. In my community, the village I come, almost every week, we're doing a fundraising for a student going to Australia. I don't know in these places where you come from, but in the place I come from there, I see a lot of students going to Australia. Others are applying to go to Canada, among others. So that was just part of my introduction. Currently, I'm doing a PhD in environmental economics at the University of Eldred. So, ladies and gentlemen, faculty members, and esteemed guests. I'm honored and privileged to stand before you today to shed light on a topic of great significance: fostering economic progress in the digital age, leveraging the advantages of youth and advances in ICT for inclusive, accelerated socio-economic development. You know, you students, you have very long terms. If I was to ask you what inclusive means, what accelerated means, what socio-economic development means, and I'm seeing there, you even missed the word growth. You know, in economics, you cannot move to development before you talk about growth. I'm not criticizing your topic, it's very nice. I love it actually. I've written a lot about it. But these are economic concepts which are very critical in learning economics. You know, growth is about quantitative. Development is about qualitative. So when you talk about growth, you're talking about expansion. When you're talking about growth, you're talking about gross domestic product. Which country in the world is the largest in gross domestic product nominal terms? Who can tell me? Which country in the world is the largest in terms of gross domestic product nominal terms? I'll pick on someone. Mutia SCCA, at least we will graduate. Actually, the US is the largest economy. It's the largest economy in the world. If you look at gross domestic product in terms of nominal terms. And as you know, gross domestic product is the calculation of all wealth within an economy, whether it is foreign or local, isn't it? That is GDP. How about GNP, gross national product? Who knows gross national product? Yes, I can see you saying. Very good. When you talk about gross national income, you're talking about the wealth of Kenyans. For example, if you're talking about Kenya, the largest economy in terms of purchasing power parity Who can tell me? Who knows purchasing power parity? When you assemble goods in a basket and equate them to $1, China is the largest economy when it comes to purchasing power parity, PPP terms. Anyway, let me continue reading my speech. We are not in a lecture hall. But Maseno University, you see, I can be a very good lecturer. I hope you, once I finish my PhD and retire, I will apply to come and teach. So socioeconomic, as an economist, this topic is of utmost relevance in today's fast-paced and interconnected world, and it holds the promise of shaping the future of our societies and economies. In fact, before I continue, I wanted also to know what is the GDP of Kenya today. You know, these are things as economists you need to be conscious about. What is Kenya's GDP? Nana najua? You know, our economy was rebased, and currently they say Kenya is a lower middle income economy. So what's our GDP in terms of nominal terms? Let me tell you, it's about $2,000. It's about $2,000. And you see, in our bottom-up economic transformation agenda, or even in our Vision 2030, we are talking about growing our economy to upper middle income economic status, according to World Bank Economic Atlas. Who can tell me upper middle income economic status is how much dollars? I'll give you 5,000 right here. Who will tell me? I want to know, you see, Kenya has said, if you look at the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, or even Vision 2030, they're talking about moving Kenya to higher middle income economic status. Well, then people are Googling here. Put off the phone. You know, yes? At it? $4 million. No, you're almost right by mentioning 4, but you're not right. You are a quarter right. So if you want to move from lower middle to higher middle income economic status, according to World Bank Economic Atlas, is US dollars 4,036. US dollars 4,036. You need to have those facts. Go and Google World Bank Atlas and just check those middle income or those classifications. In the world, the term third world is no longer being used. Most poor countries complain and refuse the word third world. So if you hear somebody continuing to lecture and talking about third world, you know that one is not updated in economic terms. Anyway, let me continue with. So the youth are the heartbeat of our nation, and ICT is the pulse that propels us into a promising future. We must recognize the immense power and responsibility we hold in shaping the future of our nations and the entire continent. We speak about the entire continent because we have an Agenda 2063. Kenya is a member of the African Union, and our president is the chair of the Heads of State Committee on Climate Change. And therefore, we are looking at the Vision 2030, we are looking at the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, we are looking at the East Africa Development Agenda, so that we can see how we can progress forward, not only as Kenya, because Kenya cannot develop on its own. You know, in terms of market share, Kenya is 0.004% of world market share when we talk about trade and investments. So it's a very small market. If you look at Africa, it's about Africa is 17%. China alone is almost 60%. So we have to think in that manner. So the World Development Report of 2007, titled Development and the Next Generation, and I want you to download that World Development Report because it talks about the youth. The next generation proposed the implementation of youth-friendly policies globally develop and globally as well as in developing countries. In developing countries in particular, seek to accelerate the pace of economic growth and development in their nations. The report examined 5 pivotal phases of life that can help unleash the development of our young people's potential in the with the right government policies. One, learning. Second one is working. Another one is staying healthy. Staying healthy. Young people, you must stay healthy. Another one is exercising citizenship. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. I did not mention 5 because the 5th one was to become parents. I don't want to think about young people to become parents. I removed it because I don't want to come here and tell you I want you to become good parents. Just forget about those things for now. You will not die. You're not scared. Just stay healthy. Forget about being parents. Go after Maseno, after you universities, go outside there in the world. Go and study. Namutulete PhDs. Recently, I attended a friend's party of his child who graduated in the UK with PhD at 28 years old. So even in Musao, let's focus ahead. Parents. Within each of these transitions, government need not only to increase investments directly, but also to cultivate an environment for young people and their families, not your families, your dad and mom and the rest, and uncles, their families, to invest in themselves. 3 policy directions for helping youth develop themselves and contribute to society. Number 1, expanding opportunities. So don't look about employment only, think about entrepreneurship. We have a lot of our young people here in Kenya who already are excelling in entrepreneurship. I've met a lot of African students or African entrepreneurs who are young. In the course of my duty traveling across the world, I've met young people who have invested and become entrepreneurs. Enhanced capabilities and providing second chance. In our society, you find that we have some youth who have become disparate or they have lost hope. We need to give them a second chance for them to demonstrate themselves and show their worth. Kenya and East Africa have a demographic advantage, a youthful population that holds immense potential. Harnessing this potential and channeling it towards socioeconomic development is not just a choice, but a necessity. The energy, let me tell you, I've been invited 2 times to the Safaricom board in the last 3 months. And when you go to Safaricom boards, they talk about agile. I was sitting with Peter Ndegwa, and I had people presenting and saying agile, agile. I asked him, what is this thing about agile? He told me what they are trying to do in the next phase of their business is to ensure that they have a lot of young people in the decision-making processes. And that is why now Safaricom is moving. It's the biggest company, not only in Africa, but in the world. So youth are energetic. Even in my company, at Eldoret Water and Sanitation Company, the energy of the youth cannot be seen. These are guys who work day and night. They are available. They are so innovative, and they are so friendly with their phones. This is the ICT issue. Googling, communicating, looking for solutions. They are also very creative. Very creative. Look at those guys here who are economists and they can make us to dance. You can't even realize that they were, you think they are DJs. And innovation of our youth can drive change and progress that benefits us all. I was part of the team who are developing the bottom-up economic transformation agenda from the Rift Valley side. And in our agenda, in every of the strategies of the country, we placed the youth as a core component in terms of the development of our country in the next 5 years. The young, brilliant minds in the room and across the globe possess a unique combination of creativity, energy, and adaptability that are indispensable in navigating the challenges and opportunities presented by the 21st century. The youth are the heartbeat of any nation, and it is our energy, creativity, and innovation that can propel our societies to the new heights. In Africa, we have one of the youngest populations in the world, with a median age significantly lower than that of many developed countries. I've traveled across European countries, US, Canada, and in those countries, you rarely find young people. I was going to a church called Trinity in Den Haag, in The Hague, and I always met old people in that church, and largely expatriates from the US. You can't find young people in those countries. In Japan, it is called an aging society. I went to Shibuya in Japan. The youth are just concentrating on traveling because their fathers already created a lot of wealth, and they're not focusing. So Japan is at risk because their youth are no longer concentrating on those Toyotas and the like. So for us as Africa, I think we have a huge potential in our young people. The Youth Pulse presents both a unique opportunity and a potential challenge. It is an opportunity because the youth are a tremendous source of dynamism, untapped potential, and fresh ideas that can drive socio-economic development. But it is also a challenge because without adequate education, without opportunities, and the right environment, it can result in a disillusionment. Mimi natoka huko, so Kiingereza zingine, I'm not from the UK, the United Kisumu. Watu ambao wanajua Kiingereza. And instability. First and foremost, we must recognize that the youth of today are digital natives. They have grown up in a world where smartphones, the internet, and social media are the norm. Instead of seeing this as a problem, we should embrace it as an opportunity. Technology can be used as a powerful tool to educate, to inspire, and to connect our youth. By the way, I'll share this speech so that you read on your own time. It has some wisdom that if you focus on, your life may change for the better in the coming years. Online education platforms, for instance, have revolutionized the way young people learn. They provide access to a wealth of knowledge from around the world, making education more inclusive and accessible. We need to continue investing in such platforms and ensure they are affordable and available to all. Moreover, technology has the potential to empower the youth in the field of entrepreneurship. And this is what I'm saying. We have very few jobs. So we just have to think about this concept of entrepreneurship. With the rise of e-commerce and the digital marketing, young people can now start their businesses with minimal capital. Government initiatives and private sector partnerships can provide support, mentoring, and funding to young entrepreneurs. By doing so, we not only create job opportunities, but also foster a culture of self-reliance and innovation. I can tell you, every youth in school today, including myself, I had a lot of pressures from my village to build a good home for my father. Every one of you here, when you made a shul, a lot of your parents have sold land, others have sold cows, chicken, so that you can come here, and they're waiting for you to come back and build something nice for them. Pressure is there in the community. They say you have gone to school. They don't even know that you don't have a job, but they want you to come and make your parents comfortable. There's a lot of that pressure. That pressure for me, it took me almost, let's say, 14 years before I went and delivered the house for my father. That is the pressure you have. If they are looking at you, so you need to know this, and you need to start opening your mind. Today is about mentorship, so that you can learn and go out there at home and make a difference. However, as we harness the advantages of technology, we must also be mindful of its potential vices. Issues such as cyberbullying, digital addiction. By the way, sometimes unaongelesha mtu anasema kumbe anaona simu, is they're concentrating on the phone. And privacy. Even yourselves, just check your concentration on the phone vis-a-vis your study. You are likely to spend a lot of time on your phone entertaining yourself rather than studying for your exams. Alafu ile wiki ya mwisho before exam sasa unajaribu kustruggle kusoma. So this issue of digital addiction is something that needs to be addressed. And privacy concerns need to be addressed through awareness, campaigns, regulations, and parental guidance. This can be achieved by ensuring digital literacy is integrated in our education system. And I hope CPC can address this issue. Having said that, ICT plays the following critical roles in Kenya and the larger East Africa region in accelerating socio-economic development. Number one, as I said, job creation. The digital economy is a significant source of employment. With the right skills and knowledge, you contribute to the growing ICT sector, whether as a software developer, data analyst, or entrepreneurs. I was in Changsha, in Hunan, central China, and I had an opportunity to attend a lecture where Jack Ma, the owner of Alibaba, spoke, and he said he never went to school. He said when he was living in a low-income area in Changsha, somewhere in their hometown. Changsha is the hometown for Mao Zedong, the inventor of China. So he said, I want to create an e-commerce platform. And the people laughed at him. He said, he was told, how can you say you want to create an e-commerce platform in this low-income area? I can imagine maybe it was like Huruma in Eldoret, or Kisumundogo in Eldoret, or maybe Langas in Eldoret, or Kondele in Kisumu. There is no internet. There is no even sewage there. I'm not saying it is not there. I know it is there. But in this place where Jack Ma was, people laughed him off and they said, that's a wild dream. How can you say you want to create an e-commerce platform when you, even in this house of yours, you don't even have seats? The feedback he gave, and he told us, he said, entrepreneurs do not wait for internet. They create internet. Then he said, entrepreneurs do not wait for infrastructure. They create infrastructure. You can Google and see Alibaba.com. Jack Ma is one of the richest people on earth. I know he's had some political issues with the government. Now he's lost. But Alibaba, we know, is the biggest e-commerce platform, and China is the leading country in terms of e-commerce platforms. China is doing a lot of trade through e-commerce, and it is because of the inspiration of people like Jack Ma. I know there's another one called JD.com, you can Google. There's another one called JD.com. There's another one called B2BAfrica.com. These are online platforms in the Chinese market. Number two, as I conclude, agricultural transformation. For East Africa, agriculture remains a critical sector. And ICT is revolutionizing it. Unakumbuka wakati wa Moi walikuwa nasema kilimo ni nini? Ni uti wa mgongo wa taifa. Even in Kenya today it is, because if you look at the agriculture share of GDP in Kenya today as we speak, it is about 35%. Farmers can now access crucial information such as weather, forecast, market prices, and best agricultural practices, thereby improving productivity and income. ICT is not just about urban development. It reaches deep into our rural areas, ensuring that no one is left behind. Number 3, financial inclusion. In an era of financial inequality, M-Pesa. Nani ana M-Pesa hapa? Everybody has M-Pesa. And today, you can send money to your mom. Because our moms squeeze hawana smartphone, lakini wako na kabambe hapa. Wako na ile simu tumewanunulia. ICT plays a pivotal role in addressing this issue. Mobile banking and digital payment systems provide access to financial services for the unbanked and unbanked populations. This enables the youth to manage their finances, access credit, Fuliza is credit, isn't it? And engage in economic activities previously out of reach. Innovation. The youth are natural innovators. With ICT tools and resources, we can develop innovative solutions to address local and global challenges. From healthcare to agriculture, thereby driving economic growth and development. By the way, have you heard about Zuku? Zuku is a product of kuna TV na kuna internet. It was actually an invention of Form 4 Liver, who was working as a secretary in one of private ICT companies. Na akasema tu supposing we add to connection to TV maneno ya internet na maneno gani hapo, wale wakachukua wakaiba wakatengeneza. Access to education. ICT can bridge the gap in education access through e-learning, online libraries, and digital resources. Students across rural and urban areas can access quality education, furthering their knowledge and skills. Participation in governance. ICT can empower us to engage in our country's political processes. It allows us to access government services, express our opinions, and hold our leaders accountable. Number 7, economic inclusion. ICT can provide opportunities for economic participation. Digital platforms and e-commerce create a level playing field for startups and small businesses, enabling them to reach a wider customer base and compete globally. Healthcare. Telemedicine enables remote consultations and medical information dissemination. This means that even in the most remote regions, our youth can access quality healthcare, improving their health and productivity. Inclusive growth. Inclusive growth is not just buzzword, but a necessity. ICT has power to reduce inequalities by providing access to information and services for marginalized communities. E-commerce and online marketplace allow small businesses to access large customer bases, leveling the playing field for our youth entrepreneurs. There is government service and collaboration. So our youth are the future, as I conclude. And ICT is the vehicle that can propel us forward. The youth of Kenya and East Africa hold the key to inclusive and accelerated socio-economic development. And ICT is the transformative tool that can unlock the potential. As I said, I'm going to share this. It's a very long speech. But as I conclude, I want to say it's essential to acknowledge that the integration of youth and ICT into socio-economic development is not without challenges. Inequalities persist, and not anyone has equal access to the benefits of digital age. Sorry, let me just conclude. So the collaboration between the advantages of youth and advances in ICT holds immense promise for inclusive and accelerated socio-economic development. But this promise can only be realized through strategic planning, visionary policies, and the active participation of the young people. The future is indeed in their hands, and it's our role as educators, policymakers, and economists to guide and empower them. Let us collectively towards a future where every young mind can thrive, where no one is left behind in the digital age, and where the synergy of the youth and technology leads us towards a more inclusive, equitable, and prosperous world. I challenge each one of you to embrace the opportunities presented by information and communication technology, to be proactive in your communities, and to collaborate for a better future. By doing so, we can and we will be the architects of a brighter, more inclusive, and economically prosperous region. I thank you. Back to the MC. Thank you very much. I'll be leaving early, but I hope to see you in next year National Economic Symposium. I'll for sure come. I pray to God to keep me alive until then, and I hope to see you in Moi University. I hope you'll dedicate it to Moi University. That's what I'm trying to say. Thank you.
Moi University, you've been tasked, yeah? So if you can convene, hatuwezi wanyima. So, another round of applause for him. And let us remember we are still live on YouTube at Maseno TV. At this time, I'd like to recognize the presence of the Office of the PS, we have Office of the DVC, we have Office of the PR, we have our Student Association, we have our partners, ACCA, ABSA, DTE, CASNEB, and all protocols observed. So, just a small reminder, the conversation is still going on online. We have our hashtags for the day, Warua Kidala, hashtag Warua Kidala, hashtag Kesa, hashtag National Debate, and the Marketing and Communications Manager said there will be an award for those who have really engaged. So remember our 3 hashtags. So at this time, I would like to invite, before we break out, our debaters kindly be alert. You will be shortly asked to go to various rooms as we have an address from some of our guests and have one of the panel discussions. So at this time, I'd like to welcome our representative from the Office of the DVC, who okay, will you invite Dr. Owen? A round of applause for him. Thank you. Remember, keep smiling, keep smiling.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Owen Makonyango. I teach here, but I'm also the Director of Public Relations and Marketing at Maseno University. Let me take this opportunity to welcome all the universities, colleges, and technical training institutions that are here. Feel most welcome. I went to a high school where when we were clearing A-level and we were leaving the school, we had a song which we sang, and there was a line that was saying, "All who hear shall meet no more." Because we were leaving school and there were a set of people who would never, ever meet again. And there are colleagues in that that high school who have never, ever met again.